So today we need to do this. This is the topic. Okay, overview of DNS, and then we can go for install and configure DNS services, and then we can go for new features. What's new in DNS in 2016 or 12 something? Okay. So we start with the DNS servers. So today we're talking about DNS services, how we can implement DNS servers and everything. Okay. So okay. So what is okay? We start with the DNS. So I just open my Paint, MS Paint. Okay. MS Paint. Okay. So this is my Paint. I start with them. Okay. Okay. The question is, what is DNS? Okay. So what is DNS? DNS is a services in server OS. Okay, as well as it works on client OS as well. Okay, so this is the number one point we have. So what is that? DNS is a services. It works in OS as a server OS as well as client OS. Okay. Number second, what DNS do? DNS used to resolve name to IP and IP to name. IP to name. Now what kind of name we have? We have three types of names in the DNS. Okay. So what according to the name is, like if you're talking about, we have DNS uses three types of names. Okay. It starts with you can put that number one name is host name. Host name means computer name. Okay. Number second, it goes with host name or FQDN name. FQDN name. Okay. Number one is host name. Number second is FQDN name. Okay. Number third is NetBIOS name. For NetBIOS, we all NetBIOS also NetBIOS name. But for NetBIOS, for this name, for NetBIOS name, we use wins for NetBIOS in NetBIOS names. If I want to resolve NetBIOS name to IP and IP NetBIOS name, okay, then we can use wins services. Wins. NetBIOS name I tell you. Wins services. Wins. Okay, like pre-Windows, we use NetBIOS protocol. Like over there we use we use TCP protocol. Okay, in pre-Windows, like in 2003 servers, or Windows NT or Windows 95, 98 XP. So these systems or operating systems works with NetBIOS name. Okay, they call their name is NetBIOS name. Right now we call their name is host name or FQDN name. That time they goes for NetBIOS. So over there the protocol work is NetBIOS. So if I want to resolve NetBIOS name to IP address, so in that case we can use Win services. Okay, fine. But right now we're using host name and FQDN name. Okay, so in that case we can use DNS.
So okay.
Yeah, we're not using Wins right now, but we have options on Win services in our servers. Okay, but if you have a pre-Windows, if you have a earlier Windows, so that time we can use Win services. So FQDN name is what? FQDN name is you can say that DOMA domain name plus you can say that PC name or host name, you can say that PC name plus domain name. PC name plus domain name. Okay, is equal to FQDN. Okay, it means like if your server name is or system name is client, okay, or PC1, okay, and the domain name is abc.com. So the full name is pc1.abc.com, like this.
Okay.
Okay, so PC name plus domain name is equal to FQDN. The FQDN is a fully qualified domain name. Okay, the full form is fully qualified. F for fully, Q for qualified, D for domain, and for name. Fully qualified domain name. Okay, so it's a complete name of your system with domain name. Host name is a simple name of a system. Like host name, if I have my system name is PC1, PC1 is the host name. PC01, or in our case we always use server -01. Okay, so this is what this is the host name, the machine name, you can say that. Host name, you can say that it's a machine name. Okay, so we have three types of names using in DNS. Okay, number fourth, DNS works on name resolution process. Name resolution process. There is a process working in the DNS. The process name is name resolution. Name resolution. Resolution process. Name resolution process means with the help of this process, the DNS resolves their name to IP and IP to name, vice versa. Okay, remember this. It's DNS not convert everything. It's not convert. Don't say DNS convert name to IP and IP to name. It's a wrong way to present. Okay, fine. So DNS works on only name resolution process. So it resolves the name. Okay. Now, give me a minute. Yes. Now, not running. Okay. So we have DNS components. Components. Okay. So if we're talking about the DNS components, we have so many DNS components are working. Okay. Like we have a DHCP components like we can read scopes, reserve scopes, reservation. Okay, multiple scopes and all these things. Okay. So like also we have a DNS component. If we're talking about the DNS components, so what type of components we have? Number one we have DNS server. Okay, who is DNS server? Who can maintain DNS database? The server who maintain the server maintains DNS database. That server, the server who maintains DNS database. That server is known as DNS server. Okay, DNS server. If you're talking about like same in the domain controller. The server who maintains AD database, that server is known as domain controller. Like same, the server who maintains DNS database, that server is known as DNS server. Okay, understood this? Okay, okay. I just open another paint to go for that. Okay, so we're still reading DNS components. Continued. Okay, so number second component is DNS client. Okay, number second is DNS client. DNS client is what? Who is DNS client? Who you can see that the client who is the part of the domain. Okay, who requests to resolve something. Okay, who sends query to the DNS server. You can see that the system or the PC who sends query to DNS server. Okay, the PC or any system, any PC who sends query to the DNS server. Okay, that system is known as DNS client. Okay, number third we have DNS zones. These are some components. Okay, so DNS zones is what? DNS zones is a component who can contain it contains DNS records. It contains DNS records. Okay, DNS zones. What? DNS zones contains what? DNS record. So we learn this. What is DNS record? What is DNS zone in the depth also. Okay, so right now we just see the components. Okay, these are some components of DNS. Okay, so number fourth component is records. DNS records. You can say that. Okay, so with the help of DNS records, DNS server resolve the queries. Okay, with the help of DNS records, with the help of DNS records, DNS server resolve the queries. Okay, so resolve the queries. Queries. So this is what we have. With the help of DNS records, DNS server resolve the queries. Okay, so these are the four major components we have. Okay, for DNS. Like when you install DNS, these all are components you can able to see all the things. Okay, DNS server, DNS client, DNS zones, DNS records. Okay, so all these things you need to understand the things. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the topic. So you will understand these things now. Bring first DNS zones. Okay, so DNS zones is what? Who maintains DNS records? Simple. Okay, so we have major two types of DNS zones. Okay, so if you install DNS, okay, we have two types of zones in the DNS. Okay, fine. We have you can say that two types of DNS zones. Okay, mostly. So number one is we have forward lookup zone. Forward lookup zone. This is the number one zone we have. Forward lookup zone. Okay, forward lookup zone. It maintains you can say that name to IP records. Name to IP.
Every single DNS like it.
Like imagine I can join my client system in the domain. Okay, fine. So the client system name and the IP address are mentioned in the forward lookup zone.
Okay, so everything is kept inside the.
Yeah, keep inside the forward lookup zone. Yes. Okay. So forward lookup zone is works on. You can say that it maintain which records name to IP. It maintain name to IP records. Like if DNS wants to resolve name to IP, then it goes to forward lookup zone. Understood? It's a database, you can say that. It's kind of database. Okay, I'll showing you. Like, see, if I show you the things practically, see if I by default, you know that in my DC by default DNS is automatically installed. Okay, so if you see that, if I open my DC, this is my DC. Server 1 is my DC. Okay, and if I are trying to open this, like if I go to start, okay, and I go to where Windows Administrative Tools, over there you can find out DNS. Either you can open over there, or either you can open Server Manager and then go for tools, and then you have the options. Okay, so just click on DNS. You can see that this is the DNS we have. This is the look of DNS. Okay, like we have a like this you can find out. So this is a DNS console. In this we have a server 1 is a DNS server. If I expand this one, we have a forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone. We have two zones: forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zones. So in forward lookup zone, what we have, see, in forward lookup zone, my domain, my zone is set.local. Set.local is the domain name. So once your DNS server automatically configured, it make the zone by your name. Okay. So you can say that in that you can see this is the server one. This is the name of the server and the IP address. Okay, there is server 2 we have the IP address, server 3 we have the IP address, client we have and its IP address, and this is a second client which is installed by WDS. Okay, we have IP address. Okay, so it maintains name to IP. Okay, whatever system or whatever server we need to add in the domain. Okay, automatically the record is created in the forward lookup zone. Understood? Okay, so we have forward lookup zone. So forward lookup zone maintains name to IP records. Number second, we have reverse lookup zone. Okay, so reverse lookup zone, it maintain IP to name, vice versa.
Sure.
Records, yes.
So at every time that a client throws an IP address,
Hmm.
it has first to go to the foreign lookup zone
Yeah.
to see if that client is still there.
Yeah, like imagine that when one of my client wants to ping with the name of some client. Okay, like imagine like this. If I showing you like this, see. In this we have this is my DNS server. Okay, this is the DNS server we have, and then we have two clients. Imagine this is my client. Okay, so this is what we have a DNS server where where we have our lookup zone. It contains all the name and IP records. Okay, and this is my this is my client one. Okay, it's a you can say that it's a Windows 8.1 client. Okay, and this is my client 2, and this is the Windows 10 client. Okay, his name is, like, imagine this client name is C-01. Okay, and the IP address of this client is 192.168.1.2. Okay, this server and this client name is, imagine, 02. Okay, and the IP address of this client is 192.168.1.3. Understood? Okay, now this is my DNS server. You can say that this is the DC also, because I am installing AD and DNS both. Okay, so what happens? I just connect these two machines, these three machines together. Okay, and what I do, I make the member of these two machines. When I make the member of these two machines, okay, these two machines records are automatically created in the DNS server. What record is created? It created like this. Like machine 1, the record is C-01 correspondence to their IP address 192.168.1.2. And number second one we have client-02, and the IP address is 192.168.1.3. Understood? Now imagine that now this client is wants to ping with client 2. So I open over there, I open CMD. Okay, imagine this is my CMD. Okay, and I just write over there what ping C-02, and then I hit enter. This is showing me reply what 192.168.1.3. So how he get 192.168.1.3?
Because
Because of
the DNS record lookup.
yeah, because of they have a because the first for the first where the query goes to, the first query goes to the first, you can say that we have in our client machines also we have a DNS client services are running in that. Okay, so first it checks their own database, the client one. We have a DNS cache over there. What we have? We have DNS cache over there. In every client machine, we have DNS cache. Okay, DNS cache is running in every client machine. But it contains the resolved queries. Like imagine, okay, I tell you what is that. Ignore this ones. But we can go for simple one. Okay, a simple one, that how we can simple one is go for that. Like like now client wants to get the IP address of this machine because he wants to ping the machine. Okay, so when goes the client first sends to the query sends to the DNS server. Now DNS server checks whether we have record on this or not. Okay, now see the DNS checks. Okay, he pings C02. So C02 is what? This is the C02, and the IP address of C02 is this. Okay, he revert back to him that okay, this is the C02 IP address. Okay, with the help of within this reply. So when it gets the IP address, it's showing the reply 192.168.1.3. So after that, we can able to see this. Now what happens? This query is solved now. Now this query is solved. So what happens? Client what do? Client save this query in their DNS cache. Now client save this query to the DNS cache. He saves all the resolved queries to the DNS cache. Now why he saves? Like imagine next time what again he need to need this IP address. Okay, again he sometimes means you can say that after 1 or 2 days again he pinged C02. Now what he want to do? He not going DNS out directly. He says he just first their DNS cache in that case. If he found the IP address of DNS, in their DNS cache, so it not goes to DNS server in that case. Okay, he picks the IP address in the DNS cache and he just resolve the query somewhere else. Understood? Okay, so in that case we can use DNS cache. So every client has their DNS cache. Even not client, every server also has their DNS cache. Once the DNS server resolved the query, he mentioned those query results in the DNS cache. You can remove also DNS cache with the help of what command is ipconfig /flush DNS. If I'm using this command, which command? To remove DNS cache, we can use ipconfig /flush DNS. This is the command to remove DNS cache. Like sometimes what happens, like he has the record. Okay, like imagine right now now the IP address is changed. You can say that previously the IP address is 1.3 for C2. Now it's changed to. Now you can see that the IP address is changed. Now it goes to. Now the IP address is 20 for this. Okay. Now the IP address is 20 now. Okay, but still DNS cache have the old records. Okay, if I'm not flushing the DNS cache, he automatically takes 2 every time.
So how many long it keeps the DNS cache?
It's for your you can consider it's the time you can have. Okay, it's time duration you can set on that. Okay, by default it takes something about 7 days or 8 days something. Okay, so DNS cache is not remove automatically. So you can like you can see that my IP address is 20, but it still works on 3. It's still showing you 3 when you ping with C2. Okay, what happens because the DNS cache has the old results. Keep with them. So what you need to do is just run this command flush DNS. After run this command, what happens? The DNS cache removed. Then again he goes to the DNS server for query. Then he solves the query, and then he has the new result with them. So then in that case you can say that in that case they maintain the IP address 20 in that case. Understood? Fine. So we have these things. So if you're talking about the things of reverse record maintains the IP2 name. Okay. Forward lookup zone maintains name to IP records, and reverse lookup zone maintains IP to name records. Okay. Okay. Understood. Understand the figure also, which I'm showing you, which I.
Reverse lookup is maintained from reverse from the
Reverse
name
lookup,
to the
reverse
IP.
lookup to IP to name, IP to name, vice versa. The
IP to
opposite,
name.
IP to name. Like you have IP, you want like imagine if you go with this figure again. So like right now you are pinged with name. They give you the IP, but now right now you have IP.
Okay.
You want name.
Okay.
So in that case, we can go for reverse
Reverse.
reverse lookup zone.
And the first one, you're pinging the name
Yeah,
and it gives you
and
the
it gives
IP
you the
address.
IP.
The
Yeah,
second one is for the both sides.
yeah.
Either
Second one is
the
the vice versa. It's a opposite one you can say. First one is name to IP, and second one is IP to name. Okay. Okay, able to understand these things. Okay. Now, if we're talking about the forward lookup zone. Okay. So in forward lookup zone, we have some like if you're talking about the forward lookup zone, lookup zone. In forward lookup zone, we have four zones. Okay, we have forward lookup zone has four zones. Also has four zones. Okay, forward lookup zone has four zones. You can say that it has four zones. Number one is primary zone. Okay, so if you want to configure forward lookup zone, so we need what? We need with the help of primary zone we can configure forward. Any record, if you want to save any record, if you want to modify any record, so we need to create first primary zone. So in forward lookup zone we have number one zone is primary zone. Okay. Majorly we have two zones, forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone. In forward lookup zone we have other four zones. Okay. So it starts with number one is primary. So what we can do with primary, we can create create, delete and modify the records. If you want to create or delete or modify the records, you can go for primary zone.
Inside the primary zone, I can create, modify,
and delete the records.
delete the records.
Okay, name to IP records. Okay, number second. Number second, we have secondary zone. Secondary zone. The secondary zone, it contains read-only copy of primary zone. Okay, it contains read-only copy of primary zone. Okay, it's a read-only copy. Read-only copy. Why I'm now we are getting secondary zone is like imagine if my primary zone is down. So we have secondary zone. He has everything. Okay, he has a complete copy of your primary zone. But we cannot modify it.
We can only read it.
We only read it. It's a read-only copy of primary zone. Okay, we cannot modify it. We cannot modify records in secondary zone. Understood? Okay. Number third, we have stub zone. Stub zone. Okay. Now stub zone is used to it is used for fast process for fast resolving the queries. Okay. It is used for fast resolving queries. Okay, how I tell you. Okay, now last one we have ADIZ zone. ADIZ means Active Directory Integrated Zone.
Integrated zone.
Integrated zone. Like if my DNS works with AD, we always use Active Directory Integrated Zone.
It's used by itself.
Yeah, it's still bad. Like if I if like imagine I already told you. Sorry, I imagine already told you that if I have a like I already told you that when you going to create DC or when you're going to create domain, okay, we our DNS is automatically installed in the server on the same server. Okay, so in that case, we always use Active Directory Integrated Zone. In what happens in Active Directory Integrated Zone, your DNS database saves with AD database. So when you backup with when you're going to backup to your AD database, DNS server also you backup with DNS database also with include the AD database.
It merged the DNS and the
AD database. Yeah, it maintains it combines the AD and DNS
So
database.
as soon as a backup the AD,
Hmm.
the ADDS, the DNS
Comes up. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what ADIZ zone is? ADIZ zone when you use ADIZ zone, so your DNS database works with AD, or you can say your DNS works with AD. It integrates with AD. Like what a day before yesterday we do. What we did now when we installed DHCP. So we authorize DHCP with AD. Why we integrate the DHCP with AD. The same thing we can do in DNS also. So by default, we're using AD-IZ zone.
So
If my DNS works on AD.
So like if we didn't integrate the DHCP, the AD, so if someone who is part of the domain comes for the AP, it will give it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
But if someone who is not inside the domain,
they are not able to get the right pages. Okay, so like same in the DNS also. He maintains all the records to all my part of all the part of domain, all the clients who are the part of domain. Okay, like if any client is not a part of my domain, so he's not able to maintain that client records. Understood? Okay, so these are the zones we have. Okay, so these all zones are works in forward lookup zone also, and these all zones are works under reverse lookup zone also. Reverse also we have 3-4 zones: primary zone, secondary zone, sub zone, ADIZ zone. Like same in forward lookup zone.
And they have the same.
They have the same functions, which I already tell you. Okay, so these things we have. Okay, so what we need to the next thing we need to learn is records. Okay, so we go for DNS records. DNS records. Okay, we have so many types of DNS records also. Like number one, you already know, name to IP records. That record is known as host records. Host records, or you can say that it represents the alphabetical A. If you're using IPv4 records, it represents the alphabetical A. If you're using IPv6, okay, so in that case, the record is known as same host records, but the difference is they're mentioning over there 4 times A. This is for IPv4 and this is for IPv6. Like this. Understood? Host record is used to maintain name to IP. So which I showing you already. Which I show you, these are the records. So these records are known as host records. This one. These are the host record. You can see that. We're using right now IPv4, so it's showing you A. Only A. If I'm using IPv6, so in that case, they're showing you 4 times A. Understood? It's an identification of IPv4 and v6. So this is my primary zone. You can see that. Set.local. Understood? Okay. In the primary zone, we have this is the primary zone, and in this primary zone, we have these records are working in that. We have 5 records. These 5 A records we have. Understood? Okay. So this is the 5 records we have. Okay. So this is first record is resource records. Resource records, you can see that is a records. Host records, you can see that. Okay. Now next one you need to understand is okay. This is the A record. Number third we have CNAME records. CNAME record is a duplicate name, common name or duplicate name. Okay, like imagine right now what happens if I go to my server. So right now what happens? Right now my server name is what? If I show you my server name is server one right now. But what happens before? I want to give the duplicate name of my server. I want to give the another name of my server. You can say that. Like in your home, your name is different, but in professional life, your name is different. Like my professional life, my name is Sudhanshu, but in home, my parents or my something goes said or something like this. Okay, so same we can go for multiple names for this. Like imagine if my server has server one is the this is the original name, but I need to give one duplicate name also. Why I'm going to give the duplicate name? Because sometimes what happens, sometimes some hacker is going to hack my system. Okay, for that I like in google.com, like when you open the page www.google.com, you open www.google.com, but it doesn't the original name of the Google server. So www is what, it's a secondary name for the server. Okay, fine. So if you want to go for duplicate names, okay, so this record we always use. This record name is CNAME records. Okay, like how we can go for that? Like see, if I mentioning over there, see my right now my server name is server one. I'm create one record. Right click on this. We have the option CNAME or alias. You can say that the record name is CNAME or alias. If I click on CNAME, so they ask me, what's your alias name? What's your duplicate name you want to maintain in your system? Okay, so I go for that. Okay, I want that. This is my I want DC. It's a duplicate name. Okay, and they ask me which host record name you want to go for duplicate one. So I go for that. Over there I tell them, okay, server one, I want server one is a duplicate of DC also. Okay, let's click on OK and click on OK. So you can see that DC is a new name and the duplicate name is server one. So the duplicate name is DC and the original name is server one.set.local. So if I ping dc.set.local, they're showing me the same 1.1 IP address.
So if someone hack a server, which name will show? DC or server one?
Yeah, so like imagine I in the global I tell that this server name is DC. Okay, so when you access DC with help, like if I go to my machine to, you can see that. Okay, I'm trying to ping with DC. Okay, so what they're showing me, see, if I go for my, like imagine this is my other machine. Okay, and I just open the CMD over there and I just try to ping DC. Okay, and enter it. You can see that they give me the original name also.
Yeah,
okay, and the name of the IP address is same. You can see that 192.168.1.1. Like this. Okay, so DC is the duplicate name, or either I can ping with server one -01. Okay, still they're showing me the same IP address 1.1.
So you just duplicate the name.
Yeah, I just duplicate the name only. Why I'm duplicate the name? Because I want that I don't want to show my original name in the global. Like imagine this server works, this server access this all the internet. You can say that this server is launched on the internet, and all the people are able to access this server. I want them you able to access only DC name. I don't want to explore my original server name on the global. Okay, so in that case we can go for duplicate names. So we have a multiple names. You can say that. We can set multiple names to one server. Either you can set multiple names, you can set multiple names also.
So
Okay.
only the local people will see the server.
Yeah, only the local name people like inside my organization, people knows server one. But outside my organization, who are able to access this server, they know DC1, DC or DC-01, like something like this. Understood? Okay, so we can go for like for CNAME records. Okay. Now, number third, we have a number fourth. You can see that we have a SRV records. SRV records. Okay, CNAME records. Now we have a SRV records. So SRV records are maintain all the service name and the protocol numbers. Like imagine I'm using AD. Okay, with DNS. So now in AD we are using LDAP protocol. Also, I told you LDAP is a AD protocol, lightweight text protocol. LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol.
They always use 60 port and
They have a no, it's not 61. It's a 389 port. 389 port. Okay, it works behind the AD. It works behind the AD. Okay, so DNS maintain all the service records also. Service record means the protocols, the services which are running inside your domain. Like I showing you how it look like. Like, see, if I if I go to my server one, this is my server one. So you can see that we have a SRV records also. So how we can see SRV records or service records? Um, you can see that like over there. I just click on TCP, okay, and these all are SRV records. You can see that service location. Like I told you, global catalog. Okay, we discuss global catalog, not right now. Okay, I tell you carb rules. Okay, it's authentication protocol in AD. Okay, like if you want to authenticate users in the AD, so which protocol we are working? Kerberos. Okay, Kerberos version 5. It's a protocol works in AD for authentication.
Have you done this, Kerberos?
Hmm?
Have you done it?
No, I just give overview only from some previous videos. Okay, LDAP I told you, lightweight directory access protocol. It is protocol. It works on when your AD running on the background of the AD. LDAP is running on that case. So these all services records are automatically created. Okay, you can see that LDAP and the port number is 389. They're showing you. If you double click on this, go to properties, so they're showing you everything. See, they're showing you the domain name is set.local, where it is running, the service is LDAP, the protocol it's working is TCP, it works on TCP, okay, and the port number of this LDAP is 389. And where it's offering the host of this service is server1.set.local. And means LDAP is running on the server1.set.local. So it's a host one. Understood. So what DNS maintains in SRV, it maintains all the services which is running in the present domain network.
Like TCP,
Like TCP, UDP. In TCP, what protocols are you using, like LDAP, Cabros, and all the things. Okay, so it maintains all the services protocols which are running in the domain network. Huh?
If someone telnets, it will keep it here again.
Yeah.
The telnet protocol.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like if imagine that these right now these all are running. Okay, it keeps you the main services which are running in domain network right now. These all are AD services. Global catalog, Cabros, K-password, LDAP. These all are AD protocols, AD services. When you install AD, these all protocols are automatically installed in your servers. Okay, fine. Every protocol has their own criteria. So when we go for AD, I tell you all the things. Okay, so these are the protocols which are automatically installed in your servers. Okay, like in UDP also you can see all those protocols. See, now in TCP we have GC and LDAP and Cabros and K-password, but in UDP we have only Cabros and K-password. LDAP and your GC are not working on UDP, so they're not showing you in the UDP. Understood? Okay, fine. So these all are things we have. It's running in the servers. So DNS maintains which records? Service records. Which services are running in the servers? It maintains all the records. Okay, fine. So how it maintains? It maintains service name as their port number. Service name resolves their port number. Okay. So these are the service records we have. Another one, we have Ptr records. Ptr records works in reverse lookup zone. Ptr. Ptr, you can say that it's a pointer records. Pointer records. It's a vice versa of host records. Now in host record we have name to IP. Pointer record we have IP to name. It maintains IP to name. Ptr records maintains IP to name.
IP to name.
IP to name.
The first one is name to IP.
Yeah, like if you see these are the see, these are host records. You can see that server 1, server 2, server 3, server 1 name and their IP address. Server 2, this is the server 2 name and his IP address. This is server 3 name and his IP address. Okay, these are the host records. Like I want to means add records opposite, vice versa. Okay, so in that case, what we need to do? We need to configure reverse lookup zone. In that we can maintain PTR records, pointer records, opposite. Understood? You have to understand the things. Okay, so in forward lookup zone we have host records named to IP. In reverse we have PTR records IP to name. PTR is known as pointer records who maintain IP to name. Understood? Clear? Okay, the last record I'll showing you is MX records. MX record is known as mail exchange records. You know mail exchange. You know what is mail servers? What is mail servers? Like mail server is like your Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail. Who providing you the mail facility? That server is known as mail servers. Okay, so when if you have a mail server in your network, okay, so DNS maintain MX records for mail servers. Mail exchange records, you can see that. This record only used in mail servers. If you have mail servers, then in that case your DNS works on MX records. It maintains all MX records.
All the mails information will be there.
Which one? Like mail information, like your mail server name or IP address, something. Okay, fine. Your mail server name, like right now I'm using sid.local. So my mail is sid.mail.local. Imagine I'm using this by getting one server. Server name is sid.mail.local, and over there I can install my mailing servers. Like in Microsoft, we have Exchange servers. Okay, you heard about Exchange Server 2000, 2010, 2013, 2017, like this. So we have a Exchange servers in our systems for mailing. If I want to give mail facility to my users, so I have two options. Either I can go for Gmail and have some space and create the mail account for my users, or either I can put my own server. Okay, fine, for mail facilities. Okay, so if you want to go for mail facilities, so then we can go for MX records. So if you have a mail servers, then it maintains by your MX records. Okay, so these are all the things we have in this is the main purpose of the DNS. Okay, what we read, records, zones. Okay, these are all things we have. Understood? Now okay, you will understand these things now. Okay, so like I showing you how we can first we can see how we can configure. So we can configure manually also our DNS servers.
So these will you receive after mail, like how to configure the mail server.
Which one?
The mail server.
The mail server. If you need to create one server. I can install Exchange servers. Operating Exchange server role. Exchange server is a software, you can say that you can download with this Microsoft. Okay, and you can configure it. Exchange server is a server software, you can say that.
We can do it after, right?
Yeah, we can. It's Exchange server is a separate. I just showing you the installation.
Okay.
It's a complete things. Okay, but it's a separate thing. You can say that. Okay, so Exchange server is what? It's a kind of server who can provide. If you want to provide the mail facilities to your users, on that condition we can use Exchange servers. Okay, fine. So what I need to do? I just showing you now. Now see, in your DC, like if you're talking about the domain controllers, so in domain controllers, your DNS is automatically configured. Right? You can see that the DNS is automatically configured over there. Everything is there. I'm not configuring anything on the domain controllers. But if you want to configure DNS manually, you can do that also. Okay. Remember one thing: when you install DC domain controller, DNS services are automatically configured.
Okay, when I saw the DC domain controller, DNS
Services
services.
is automatically configured. Okay, you have options. If you want to configure manually, you can go for the manually also. Okay, so now you can see that this is my primary zone. It's automatically configured. If I right click on that and go to properties for this, you can see that we have the option. See, see, this is the journal. This is my zone property. This is my primary zone. You can say that set.local. Okay, and this status is running. If I click on type, so we have a change option, so you can see that the select of zone type is primary zone. Okay, and we are working with Active Directory. You can see that over there they're showing you ADIZ, Active Directory Indicated Zone is there. Why is Active Directory Indicated Zone? Why? Because this server or this zone is integrated with AD. I'm installing this zone with AD, so that's why this zone is known as Active Directory Integrated Zone. The behavior of this zone is primary zone. So it means I'm able to create or remove any records in that. Like we already did. We already create this record, CNAME record. Understood? Okay. If I go to properties again for this zone, you can see that so many things are there. Number third point is replication. All DNS servers in this domain. Like imagine we can create multiple DNS servers also. Like imagine in my domain I have 3 DNS servers. So this DNS server synchronized with all DNS servers also. Like if I have a 3 DNS server or 5 DNS servers in my one domain, so this DNS server all replicate to other DNS servers also in the present domain. Understood? Okay. Now we have a SOA option. SOA means start of authority. SOA means start of authority. In that they're showing you who is your primary DNS server. Okay, when your zone records update automatically. So by default, every 15 minutes my records is going to update. Every 15 minutes. Remember those things. This is the by default time, you can see that. Every 15 minutes my record is going to update. If it is not updated, then it's retry again after 10 minutes. Understood? This is the by default time. You can include, you can use this times in seconds, hours, or days also. Okay, fine. Now after that we have a after expires after 1 day. Now what is the meaning of expiration over there? Expiration is like imagine I have right now how many records I have? I have 6 records. Okay, 5 records are automatically updated. It's okay. Every 15 minutes, all 5 records are updated. But the last record, 6th record is not updated. So when it's you can say that this record is not updated till 1 day. If this record is not updated till 1 day, so this record automatically goes to expire. Means this record is not working right now.
So like it will delete it from.
No, it's not deleted. It's still maintain it. Okay, it's still waiting whether they go for update or not, or they go for update or not. Okay, fine. So right now we have the maximum means you can say the expire after 1 day. So after 1 day, if any record is not updated till 1 day, till 24 hours, the record is expired. Okay, it's not related with the database, but it's you can say that this record is known as stale records. Stale record means the records who are not updated. Okay. Now minimum time to live is 1 hour. Okay, the session time of client and server is 1 hour. Okay, after 1 hour, what happens? The session is disconnected every time. Session means like imagine I have 3 clients. Okay, it sends the request to server. Now server is working somewhere. Still they have a waiting for their response. So maximum time of that response is 1 hour. If till 1 hour the response is not coming, the query is ended. The session is ended. You need to send again. You need to send again query. Huh?
It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Like if you go for hours, second, or day, or minutes, if you want to go for that. So by default time is hours.
So if okay. Like if a PC sends a query, the PC will wait like for like it will wait for 1 hour before getting. If it didn't get, then the end of
then the query is destroyed, and then the DNS server needs to, like you can say that the client again needs to send the query. Okay, like this. So you can decrease and increase these options also. Okay. Now we have a name servers options also. We have name servers means how many DNS servers we have right now. So name servers contains the list of DNS servers. You can say that. Like right now I have only one DNS server, so it's showing you server1.set.local. It's only one DNS server. If you have multiple DNS servers, so in that case they're showing you all DNS server list in this. Understood? Okay. Now we have a wins option. Like if I have told you, if you are using wins, so we have a wins option over there. Right now we are not using wins. So wins is what? It's go for netburst name to IP. It resolves netburst name to IP. This is for pre-Windows. Okay. So right now I'm using wins, so that's why it's not running. See, we have a zone transfers option also. Okay, now what is the meaning of zone transfers in that case? Zone transfers means I want to transfer my one zone to other DNS servers. Like in secondary zone, I told you. Secondary zone, what happens? It maintains all the primary zone copy of my secondary zone. Like if I want to go for secondary zone, so I need to allow this zone transfers. I tell my primary zone that you need to send a copy for secondary zone.
So it doesn't do it automatically.
No, we need to we need to create manually secondary zones. I'm showing you how we can create manually secondary zones. Okay, for the same server, means you can say that one server maintains only one zone. Like right now, this server maintains server primary zone, so we need to go for another server and to maintain secondary zone.
We can do it on the same server.
Yeah, no, we can. We're not able to do on the same server.
So
we need to go to secondary one. Secondary.
So server can only maintain only one zone.
Yeah, one server maintains only one zone.
So if I want to use those 4 zones,
you have 4 servers. Yeah, exactly, you have 4 servers. Understood? Okay, fine. So for zone transfer is what it is means. A zone transfer sends a copy of the zone to the servers that request a copy. Like imagine that I have a server 2. Now I'm going to install secondaries on my server 2. Okay. So what I do, I tell my primary server, okay, you need to send a copy to your zone to a secondary that he can maintain your copy also. Like if my primary zone is down or my primary server is down, I have a secondary server to resolve the queries, to resolve the client queries. Understood? Okay. And then we have a security. We have a security option that who are able to maintain this primary zone. So by default, everyone has only read permission. You can say that. Only administrator, DNS administrator, or you can say that we have a domain administrator is able to have a full control to maintain all the things. We have 2 types of administrator. One is domain administrator. One is enterprise administrator. Enterprise administrator means that the user who are able to maintain all the organization. Understood?
The user
who are able to manage all the organization, whole organization. Like we have multiple domains in the organization. Okay, so domain administrator is what? The domain administrator is a particular specific domain admin. You can say that. Like we have two domain networks, domain 1, domain 2. So domain 1 has their separate domain admin and domain 2 has their separate domain admin. Domain 1 admin is not able to manage domain 2 and domain 2 admin not able to manage domain 1. If I am making you as an enterprise admin, so then you are able to maintain domain 1 and domain 2 both. Because you are the enterprise admin, because you are the whole organization admin.
Yeah, I want to ask you like what's the difference between logging in administrator and local domain administrator?
Local administrator is works on workgroup only. Workgroup. Like if you log in with the local administrator, it means you are working in the workgroup. You're not working on the domain. If you log in with the domain administrator, it means you are working on the domain. That case.
Even though the PC has a domain name.
Yeah. Like imagine in your client, we have 2 accounts. Remember, we have 2 accounts, local and domain. If I am doing anything in my client in the local, that means I am working in the workgroup.
So it doesn't take it.
It doesn't affect on the domain. Okay, if you want to go for domain administrator and you can do whatever you want to do, then you can. It means you are affecting on the domain admin. Understood? Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 2 types of administrators: domain administrators and enterprise administrators.
Enterprise can administrate both.
Can take care of all the organization. He can maintain everything. He can manage everything. He can modify everything, and all over the forest. Okay, but if you're talking about the domain admin works only a specific domain. Okay, fine. So this is what we have. I'll show you the practical now. How we can go for how we can go for install or configure secondary zones. Okay. So now you can see that this is my server 2. Okay, and I'm going to install Dns services in that to create a secondary zone. Okay, so I just go to server manager. Okay, understand this DNS server concept very clearly because it's a very important topic in the servers. Okay, so right now I'm in server 2. Okay, and I'm going to install DNS services. So I go to add rules. Okay, it's showing me first removal. Okay, so this is okay. This is a removal. They're showing me the removal only. So I go for add roles and features. Okay, now go for next, next, next server 2, and now I go for check this DNS server. Click on add features. Now click on simple next, next, next. Restart enable automatic restart enabled. Click on yes. Click on install. Simple. Okay. Okay. So now you can see that the DNS service is installed. Okay. Now click on close. Now you can go to tools. Now over there you have the option DNS. Click on that. Okay, now you can see that we have a server 2, and if I expand this, we have an option forward lookup zone. Okay, in forward lookup zone, you can see that there is no zone right now. In my server 1, we have a zone automatically because it's a primary zone. Or it's integrated with AD, so that's why it's automatically created. But I need to now create manually over there. So I just right click on that, click on new zone. Okay. What I do, I expand the forward lookup zone. Right click on that, we have click on new zone. Okay. Now when you click on new zone, the wizard is there. Welcome to the new zone wizard. Click on next now. Now we have the option what you want to do: primary, secondary, and stub. So right now I'm going to go for secondary zone. Primary is already created in DC1 in my server 1. Okay, so I go for secondary zone. Simple click on next now. Now they want to ask me the zone name. That which zone you want to go for primary. Okay, means what is my primary zone which you want to create a secondary zone. So they ask you a primary zone name over there. Okay, so my primary zone name is set dot local. Okay, this is my primary zone name. You can see that if I go to my server 1, you can see that this is the primary zone we have, and the name is set dot local. So by default, it takes your name, domain name. When your primary zone is automatically created, it takes the domain name by default. Okay, so it go for set.local, so I give the same name over there also in my server to set.local because it's my primary zone name. So I need to create a secondary zone to my primary zone. So click on next. Now they ask you for master server's IP address. So my master server IP address is 192.168.1.1. They ask you my preferred DNS server or master's DNS server. Master means the first DNS server which I created. Okay, so this is they're showing you it's okay, the validation is okay. Okay, and then click on next now. Now the name of the zone is this, type of zone is secondary, and look at the type of the lookup forward lookup zone is forward, and this is the all they're showing you. My DNS my zone file name is set.local.dns. This is the DNS database we have. Okay, it saves in C Windows System 32 DNS folder. Okay, now click on next now, and then click on finish. You can see that the DNS is there. Now if I expand this, if I click on this, they're showing me the zone not loaded by the DNS server. Now they give me the error. Why they give me the error? Why? Because in my server 1 I am not enabled this zone transfers over there. I'm not telling my server 1 that you need to send your copy to the primary one. Okay, so I just allow this, allow zone transfers. Okay, now if I allow this zone transfers, they're asking you to any server you want to send the copy, or who requests, like my server 2 is requested to copy. Okay, so he gives the copy. Okay, so I just tell the okay to any server, or you can go for only the server listed on the name server tab. So right now my name server tabs I have only one server in there. Okay, so it's not sending the zone copy, or you can define the IP address also. I just on only the following servers, click on edit. You can define the IP address of the server where you want to send the copy. Okay, so I go for to any server right now, and just simply click on apply and okay. Now I can go for that in server 2. I just go to right click and go for transfer a new copy of zone from master. Just simple click on this and refresh it. You can see that everything over there is there.
So if the server 1 falls down, this will take over.
Yeah, like if you right click and go to properties, they're not showing you anything. Means they're not modifying to anything. See, everything is hidden. You're not able to modify anything on there. Even you're not able to delete also. Like if I right click on that, there is an option for delete also. Okay, there is no option to create any records over there. You can see that there is no option to create records. Understood? Okay, so it's a complete read-only copy of your zone. Understood? So it's how it's look like, how we can create secondary zones like this.
Okay.
Understood? If you want to go for stub zone, so same thing. You can change this zone also. Go to properties of this zone, click on change. You can go for stub zone also. Okay, stub zones only contains A and SOA and PTR records. That's it. It not contain all the records.
It contains what?
It contains only 3 records. A record means host records, Ptr records, and Ptr pointer records, and SOA records. SOA means this is the record. These SOA records. These records SOA. It contains only 3 records. So if I change, like you can see that you can see everything in the secondary zone right now. It can take complete copy. If I go for stub zone, if I convert them to stub zone, I go to change. I click on stub zone now. I want stub zone. Click on OK and then apply.
So what's the benefit of using stub zone?
I tell you. See, if I just refresh it once, you can see that it contains only 3 records: SOA, NS, and A. It does not contain every record in that. Now, where we can use stub zone? Stub zone, like imagine I have a merger in my company. Merger. Like imagine you have your own company, I have your own company. Now we are friends. Now we are combined with our companies. My company name is set.local. Your company name is abdul.local. Now we're going to merge both of them company. Okay, I want that my user is able to access your resources and your user is able to access my resources. Means your client is able to access my servers and my client is able to access your servers. Okay, so in that case we can use stub zones. Stub zone contains my configuration in your organization and your configurations contains my organization. So my stub zone contains in your organization, your stub zone contains my organization. Like this. Okay, so when we go for merger, in that case we can go for stub zones. Understood? Fine. So it contains only 3 records: SOA, NS, and A records. That's it. Understood? How we can create stub zone and secondary zones? Yeah. Okay, like this we can create stub zones and secondary zones. Okay, do this once, then we can go forward again. Okay, I just pause the recording right now. Now, okay, so I have a client. Okay, so after this, like you know that now we are now in my server 2, it's working as a secondary DNS server, right? So how many servers right now we have? 2 servers. Okay, so I will just go to my client 1. Okay, and now how we can configure 2 servers in the client? How my client 1 knows that we have 2 DNS servers in our network? So how we can go for that? I just open the ncpa.cpl. Okay, LAN connections, and over there we can mention both the DNS servers IP address. Okay, so how we can mention it? You can see that. Right click on that, right click on a LAN connection. Now go to properties, and then over there we have a IPv4 properties. IPv4. Okay. It's running. System goes slow. Server 2 is running. I just pause the video. Okay, now you can see that over there we have the options preferred and alternate DNS servers. Okay, so preferred DNS always is my master server, my main server, the server 1. In secondary DNS servers, I want to add my secondary DNS server IP address over there. Okay, like if you have if you have more than 2 DNS servers, then where you want to go, you can go for advanced. Over there, you have the option DNS. Okay, and we can add multiple DNS servers IP addresses over there. If you have more than 2, okay, fine. So this is the order of the DNS servers. Like if you want that, okay, I want that my query first goes to server 1. So it mentioned it over there. You should be mentioned that my IP address of the server 1 is up always. So first query goes to server 1. If server 1 is not responding, then it goes to server 2. Understood? By default, client have 8 seconds. Client take 8 seconds to resolve the things properly. Okay, so client sends means within 8 seconds it sends 5 times to the servers, queries to the servers, to all the servers in the in the domain. Okay, so it takes maximum 8 seconds to go for all the queries and all. Okay, fine. So this is what we have. So like this you can add the IP addresses. Okay, so now first query goes to my server 1, responding, then query goes to server 2, like this. Okay, so like this how client works. Okay, now after this we have something like we have some commands. Okay, to you can say that to troubleshoot the DNS. Like if I go for okay, like if I go for have some DNS commands, you can say that some DNS commands or tools, you can say that. Okay, like number one is we have ns lookup. Ns lookup is a command through which we can check our DNS servers. Okay, number second we have
we can check the
IP
address of
config. With the help of ns lookup, I can go for like this. Like if I go for my ns lookup, like see right now I'm in my server 2. I want to check whether my DNS server is working properly or not. Or either I go for server 1, and I go for open CMD and write down over there. You can what you need to do. You can go for ns lookup space first. Okay, like this, or you can go for ns lookup enter and then go for ping. My domain name is set.local. So they're showing you, see, their server name and the address.
okay.
So they're showing you both the things. It means my you can see that my server is running properly. Okay, or you can do like this also, like ns lookup space set.local, like this also, and enter it. They're showing you all the IP address and name. ns lookup space your domain name or DNS name. Okay. Where you are in? You are in server 1.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So write down over there ns lookup. No. Write down just exit first. Write down over there ns lookup space lookup space your domain name. Domain name is abdul.local.
It's abdul.com.
Yeah, enter it. It's showing you, na? Okay, abdul.ns lookup abdul.com. Okay, they're showing you the version 6 IP address, right? So version 6 means you are working on version 6 right now, because you are not enabled, you are not disabled version 6 now. So that's why they're showing you version 6 also. Okay. Like you go to your DNS and you can check once in your server 2. So they're showing you that you are working on IPv6 also. Okay, so they're showing you IPv6 also, like this. Okay, you will understand this. So this is what we have. Another one we have IP config. So you know IP config already. Okay. Number third we have IP config /all space /all. You can use this also to check the. Number fourth we have IP config /display DNS. Display DNS. This is also the command. Okay, it is a display DNS also the command to check the DNS. It is used to check the DNS cache. Display DNS. Okay, if I go to my server 1, server 1, This is my server 1. If I trying over there, ipconfig / display DNS. So they're showing me the DNS cache. This is my DNS cache. Right now I don't have anything in my DNS cache because I'm not means resolving anything. Okay, so DNS cache. So they show you all DNS cache. If you want to remove DNS cache, then the command is
ipconfig
space slash
yes
flush DNS for removing the DNS cache. Number 5 is ipconfig / flush DNS. Okay. Number 6 we have ipconfig / register DNS. Register DNS. Okay. If you want to register your DNS in the domain, okay, so then you can go for register DNS. Okay. But these are the 6 commands we always use. Okay.
If I want to register my DNS.
Yeah. In the domain. Sometimes it happens there is not working with that. So you can go for register DNS. Okay. So in that case, we can go for register DNS. Okay. We have one tool also. Now these are all of the commands. 7th one we have a tool name is DNS CMD. DNS CMD also we have a command list. Okay. Number 8 we have DNS lint. LIN.
DNS command is like ipconfig
lint. Yeah. DNS lint. These are the tools. DNS CMD, DNS lint. These are all the tools. With if you want to manage DNS with the help of command prompt, then you can use DNS CMD, DNS lint. Okay, these all are tools. These two are tools. You can do that. This is command line tool, and this is also a command line tool. Sometimes it's not working, so you need to first download it and then you can go for that.
Yeah, for DNS lint.
Yeah, DNS lint.
Yeah, it's
not working. DNS CMD also sometimes is not working, sometimes it's working. So if you go for DNS CMD and lint, these are all the command line tools. If you want to manage DNS services or DNS servers, then you can go for command line. If you want to know if you know commands and all, in that case you're able to manage these things. Okay, so these also commands are there. Okay, now you want to understand these things. Okay, now we need to understand some more concepts of DNS. Like now we're talking about the administration of DNS. Now how you can administrate the DNS means how you can manage the DNS. Okay, now we can configure everything, we can install everything, we can configure everything, we can know all the things. Now how we can administration, number 1, the first option is aging, or you can say that aging and scavenging. You can say that. Scavenging, aging and scavenging. Okay, this is one of the very good options we have. You asked me when I told you that one of my record is expired, you asked me how much time it maintains on the expired records. Remember, you asked me. Okay, so aging and scavenging is the option where it maintains your stale records. It maintains your stale records, the records who already expired. It maintains stale records. Okay, so if I showing you by default this option is disabled in the DNS servers. Okay, like if I showing you in DNS servers, like you can go for my this is the DNS server. You can say that if I open to open a DNS server, you have the command option also, DNS mgmt.msc to open DNS console, DNS management. Okay, so like you can see that, see, this is the DNS we have. This is my primary zone. If I right click on that, go to property, so there is no options like this. Okay, see, there is no option there. We already discussed these options. Okay, journal, SOA, name servers, okay, zone transfers, okay, events. So in SOA I already told you we have expired time is 1 day, means if any record doesn't update till 1 day, so the record is automatically expires. So you can see that in journal we have the option aging. Okay, if you click on aging, we have the option scavenging stale resource records. So if I click on this, it means what? It maintains those records till 7 days.
The records like
the expired records.
Like the name and the client.
Yeah, name and the IP address when records. The host records. It maintains for 7 days only. If it maintains those records till 7 days, means it waiting for those to update the 7 days. Like imagine within 7 days if any record is updated, okay, so it automatically active the record again. If it is not updated till 7 days, so after 7 days what happens? It remove the record permanently on the database also.
If this one, it will remove it.
Yeah.
If I didn't enable this, it will still keeping it.
Yeah. If I enable this, it is still keeping it maximum 7 days.
After
7 days, it automatically remove all the records. So scavenging option is used to you can say that filter your stale records. The records who are stale, he keeping those records till 7 days. After 7 days, still the record is not updated, he automatically delete those records in the database. Understood? You can modify this also for days and hours. Okay, if you go for days, so how much days it's keep? Its maximum days is like this, some 7 times 9. Okay, and it's too long. It's too long. You can say that. Okay, if you go for other, like by default days is 7 days only. Okay, understood this? Scavenging and aging. Okay, so in aging option you can find out the scavenging option. In scavenging option we have the options, everything. By default this option is not enabled.
So if I enable it on server 1, I have to do it also on server 2. Yeah,
you can say that. Okay, so because it's server 2 is a read-only copy, so it's automatically take all the updates. Okay, understood? Fine. So this is the scavenging we have. Understood scavenging option? Okay. Now the other options we have is, now second one, you can go for backup and restore. Backing up the DNS database. Okay, so like we have two types of database in our DNS. Okay, if your database works with AD, okay, which I only told you, AD zone. If your database works with AD, it saves with NTDS. Okay, if your database works with AD, so in that case, your DNS database saves in ntds.dit file. Okay, if your database not works with AD, or if your database is a separate one, so your database saves in which location? Your database saves in like this. Number 2, it saves C, then after that system32, and then over there we can find DNS folder over there. In that DNS folder, the database is saved. Where where it saves, if DNS database not integrated with AD. Okay, in that case, your database saves in this location, integrated. Understood?
If there is no AD.
If there is no AD, you can say that. If there is no AD, then you can go for, then your database saves in this location, say system32 DNS. If there is AD, so your database location is where? C, then Windows, then over there we have NTDS folder, and there we have ntds.dit. This is the location. Okay, if DNS works with AD, if DNS integrated with AD. Okay. Okay, understood? So these are the two locations we have. Okay, so if you want to take the backup of your database, so you have two locations. So Now, how we can take the backup? The question is that, like, if my database works with AD, okay. So what I need to do, I need to take the backup of system, my full AD folder with the help of system state. We have the option system state in that. If I want to backup my domain controller or my AD, so I want to backup the folder name is system state. Some option is there in the backup. I'm showing you when we go for backup. Okay, the system state option is there. So if I or full server, you can click on full server or system state. Any option you can choose for AD backup. Okay, if you go for a particular, if your database not work with AD, so then you can go for there and you can take the backup. You need to give them path on in the backup. And we need to take the backup on this particular DNS folder. Okay, and we can take the backup and we can restore it after that. Understood? Okay, so we have two paths, you can say that. Okay, we have two conditions to save the database and backing up the database. Okay, understood this? Okay, now we have one option also, DNS logging. Okay, DNS logging. So we can enable DNS logs also over there. You can see that, like, if I go for my server 1, and you can see that I just right click to my server name and go to properties. Over there we have the option, see, debug logging. So we can enable debug logging also, and we have an event logging option also.
If something is happening,
some events happens are there, so it taking automatically all events in the event flow. Okay, we can check the debug logging also, like which packet is sending, which packet is receiving, outgoing, incoming packets and all. We can monitor everything with the help of debug. I think in your routers also you can use debug for troubleshooting. But same in there also. Okay, understood this? Okay. Now we have a monitoring option also in there. Monitoring means, like, if I click on this, select the test type. I just want to test my server, DNS server, whether it's proper working or not. You click on test now, then it's showing you my DNS is passed. So it means my DNS is working properly. The DNS queries are working properly. Queries. Query. The client sends the queries and all. Okay. So this working is properly. Okay. Now after that we have an interface option. Interface means which interface, select the IP address that will serve DNS request, or the server can listen for DNS request, DNS queries on IP address defining for this computer, or you can limit it to the selected IP address. So it means I'm defining over the IP addresses also. Like I want that, okay, when DNS servers listening the query, it means use this IP address only. Okay, fine. So it's for listening the queries, that which IP address your DNS server listen the queries.
which network?
Which network? Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Now after that we have a understand these things, these four things: debug logging, event logging, monitoring, and interfaces. Now we have a security option also. Security, you already know this. Security options, that who is able to manage your DNS server.
Okay.
This is the complete DNS server talking about. So we have three admins: DNS admins, domain admins, and enterprise admins. Okay. DNS admin means a specific person who only manages DNS servers. That's it. Like you are the person, you are IT guy. I told you that you are able to manage only DNS server. So I give you the responsibility. So I'm doing what? I'm creating a member of you for DNS server.
Create a username for you.
Yeah, you can do anything on this particular DNS.
So, like, how can I create a username for him so that as soon as he log in?
Like we can create usernames, no? In work group.
So
remember?
I have to attach that username, like.
Yeah, first I need to create the username. I created over there also we already created two usernames, Sid and John. Remember? Okay. In that we have the members, we have the groups. By default, DNS admin group is automatically created. If I am adding any user on this particular group, okay, so that user has the rights to maintain DNS servers or to manage DNS servers. Okay, so what I need to do, I am adding you to DNS admin group. Okay, if I'm adding you in a DNS admin group, it means you are the
DNS
admin member. So it means you have full rights to manage all DNS servers. Understood? Okay. Now the next option we have is, I already told you, DNS caching. DNS caching. Okay. So we have every DNS server, we have a DNS cache. So whenever query sends to the DNS server, okay, when DNS server resolves the query, DNS client saves that query, resolved query to the DNS cache, as well as DNS server also saves their that query to their DNS cache. Okay, if you want to view the DNS cache, you have the option ipconfig/display DNS. If you want to remove the DNS cache, then you have the option ipconfig remove ipconfig/flush DNS. Okay, so I already told you. Now after fifth one, we have DNS forwarding option we have. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of forwarding over there? Like if I go to this, we have the option over there, the same server property. We could go for next one is forwarders. Forwarders are DNS servers that this server can use to resolve DNS queries for records that this server cannot resolve. Like imagine I have any query, like my client one sends a query to my this server one. Now this server one doesn't have the exact query results. So what I tell him that, okay, if you have a multiple DNS servers, you can forward the query to other DNS servers. So he can get the proper results. Understood? So we can forward the queries also. If you want to forward the DNS queries, you can edit the other. Like we have another server. My server name is 192.168.1.3. So I tell them, okay, this is also we have one server 1.3. If you doesn't find the query, then you can forward with them to 1.3 like this. Understood? Okay, like this we can go for this. Because if you want to delete it, you can delete it also. Okay, like this you want to delete it. Okay, so like this you can go for this. Okay, if you want to add multiple servers, okay, so you can add it. Sorry, just I see it automatically taken. Now just go click on this and click on delete. Click on OK. Now we can delete also. Okay. Now this is the option we have, forwarder. So forwarder means if you're forwarding the query to multiple DNS servers or multiple namespaces, then we can go for forwarding. Okay, forwarder option we have. Okay, like one thing also we have in this. Okay, now one thing also we have a conditional forwarding options also. See, conditional forwarders. Okay. So we can define the condition in that case. I click on that, click on new conditional forwarder. You can define the condition that, okay, I want it, okay, if my server is not able to find the query, okay, so it sends to this domain. Like imagine I have another domain. Like I have another domain from your domain, like abdul.com, okay, and I send you your IP address 192.168 something 1.100, imagine. Okay, I tell that, okay, if my server one not able to send the query, not able to resolve the query, he sends to abdul.com server. The server IP address is this, like this. Understood? You will understand this thing. Right now, it's not, of course, it's not running, so that's why it's not showing you everything, anything. Okay, because it's a different forest. So it's look like we can do for this. Okay, so we can go for additional forwarding also. So we have additional forwarding also. Conditional forwarding, sorry, DNS conditional forwarding. Forwarding options we have. Okay, so in conditional forwarding, we can resolve the query to some other domain or some other namespaces. Okay. Okay. Like this, like one, you need to understand one concept also. The concept name is the last concept we have is root hints. Root hints. root hints is used to send my query on the internet. Okay, like if I see this, I right click on that, go to properties, and you can see that we have a root hints option is there. So see, we have so many root hints are automatically created over there. There are some root servers, IP addresses. Okay, root hint must means like if you not able to resolve your local DNS server, if your local DNS server not able to resolve the queries, root hint sends this query to the internet globally, and it resolves those queries globally on that. If my local DNS servers are not able to resolve the queries, so automatically queries goes to root hints.
So how can you add?
So we can add a root hint also. We can click on add and we can add the root hints if you want to add.
Can you show like basically like can you add now?
Yeah, like imagine imagine I want that, okay, you are the root server for me. So I tell you, okay, if my server is not able to resolve the query, I go for like your server name is imagine server 100, okay, .abdul.com, like this. Okay, I just click on resolve, it's automatically resolving the things. Right now it's not able to resolve because abdul.com is not working over there. Okay, my organization is different, the organization is different. So first we need to connect our organization, then we can go do this. Okay, so we can do like this also. Okay, so if you want that, okay, if my local DNS servers, my domain DNS servers, or my organization DNS servers are not able to resolve the queries, it's send those query to the root servers, to the global, to internet. Okay, fine. So like this we have. Okay, the last concept you need to understand is, okay, the last concept is to understand is root hints. After that, the last one is we have two types of queries: authoritative and non-authoritative. We have two types of response, you can say that. We have two types of response: authoritative and non-authoritative. Now authoritative means like if my client sends the query to my to their preferred server, my their primary server, and it responded. So that response is known as authoritative response. Okay, if my client sends the query to my server one, but server one doesn't have the answer to the query, he passed the query to other DNS servers. I take the means you can query to resolve the queries. That response is known as non-authoritative response. Non-authoritative response.
Authoritative is when the server declares by itself.
Yeah.
And the second one when it replies on behalf of.
Yeah, like my client master server respond them. Okay, that is authoritative. If my client master is not able to respond them, he sends the query to other DNS servers. He forward the query to other DNS servers. In that case, that response is known as non-authoritative response. Understood? Okay, this is what we have DNS server is. Understood this? Okay, so this is what. Okay, so after lunch we can see what's new in DNS servers. What's new means since 2012, what's continue the features in DNS servers. Okay, fine. I just pause the video now. We'll start with after lunch 12:30. Okay, so it started. Okay, so we did till now authoritative and non-authoritative responses. Okay, we do these things. Now what I need to do, I have 3 to 4 topics more. Then we finish this. So sorry. So I start with the other topics now. In DNS, we have some more topics. So I will go for now. After that, we have the topic name is. We do remember we do this. Okay, we do administration of DNS. So we already discussed these 8 points. Okay, now we can go for other ones. The ninth one is we have DNS round robin. Round robin. Now, what is the meaning of DNS round robin? Imagine that I can showing you how we go for DNS round robin. Okay, I'll show you like see. Imagine that in our network we have multiple you can say that in our network we have multiple web servers. Okay, and I'm like, imagine I have, this is my web server, this is my web server again, and this is my web server, and I have a same page all those web servers. I can have same information to all those web servers. Okay, so imagine that this is my web server -01 -1. This is the, okay, this is web server 2. Okay, and last one we have web server -3. Okay, we have 3 web servers. Okay, now every web server has their same resources, same web pages. Okay, now for you know that load balance. What we can do in load balance, we have multiple web servers and we have same page on the servers, NLP. Okay, so like what happens, like imagine that this web server has IP addresses 192.168 192.168.1 dot, imagine it starts with 10. Okay, this web server has 10 IP address. This web server has 192.168.1 dot, sorry, 168.1.11 is this. Okay, and then last one is we have 192.168.1.12. Okay, so I'm means you can say that I have only one web page and I can deploy one web page on all those servers. The same web page I can deploy on all those servers. So when client responds, when client access that web page. Okay, so what DNS round robins do? Well, like imagine we have one client over there. Like this is my client. This is the client we have. This is my client -01, and he wants to access the information about that web page. Okay, so when he goes to access the web page, so what he do, the round robin, what he do, he tells this client that we have 3 IP addresses to access that particular web page. We have 3 ways or 3 IP addresses to access those web page. So he can give all the list of IP addresses to client 1. If it means that if someone has multiple if some server has multiple IP addresses, so round robin is what they it makes one list. Okay, and it takes that, okay, web server 1 has this, the web servers have 3 web servers and we have 3 IP addresses on the same page to access. Like we have DNS servers and we have 3 DNS servers and we have 3 DNS servers IP addresses. So it maintains all the list for the clients. If some client access those web pages, so DNS Robin is there to provide the full list. Understood? Okay, so DNS Robin has all the full list. Okay, now after that we have Netmask Ordering. The next one we have Netmask Ordering. Okay, so the 10th point we have Netmask Ordering. Now what is the meaning of Netmask Ordering is? Netmask Ordering is like, imagine that you have, now Netmask Ordering is that like imagine that you have multiple DNS servers in your network. Okay, like imagine that we have 2 DNS servers. We have 2 DNS servers in our network, or we have multiple DNS servers, you can say that.
Like in our current topology, you have 2 DNS servers.
Yeah, like we have 2 DNS servers, like this is my DNS server 1 and this is my DNS server 2. Okay, and this is what we have, DNS 1 and this is have DNS 2. Okay, and these two DNS have different subnets. Imagine that this DNS server is working in like this DNS server is working in which IP address? It's working in 10.1.1.1. Okay, his IP address is this, and this DNS server is IP address is, imagine, 192.168.1.1 something. Okay, now we have clients. Imagine, like we have now clients. So this is my client. Imagine I can go to green and we have a client. This is the client 1 and this is client 2 we have. Okay, so this is my client 01 and this is my client 02. Now client 01 works on, again my client 01 works on 10.1.1.1 something 10 IP address. Okay, and client 02 works on 192.168.1.10 IP address. Understood? Okay. Now what happens in that case? Like now my client sent request, and now my client sent request to both the servers, over there also and over there also. Okay. So what Netmask ordering do? Netmask ordering checks on which subnet client sends the request. Okay, on which subnet client sends the request. So what happens when client sends the request to DNS1? So it checks, okay, the client sends 10 subnet IP address. So he gives the 10 subnet IP address to the client, DNS client. It not gives this IP address to this client. Understood? Okay. So Netmask ordering manages the subnets. At what subnet client sends the request? He gives that DNS server subnet to the client. Understood? This is what we have a Netmask ordering. So these two features are automatically enabled in your servers. If I showing you these two features, so if I go to my these two options, sorry. So if I go to my DNS server, so you can see that I just open one DNS server again. Okay. mgmt.msc to open DNS manager.
So why there's some command which they have CPL?
CPL is a control panel command.
Okay,
CPL is control panel.
This is management.
This is Microsoft console. So that's okay. MSC means Microsoft console. Now if you expand this, so okay, what I'm showing you, see, like we have advanced options in that. I go to my server properties. Where I can open this. I open the DNS manager. I just right click to my server one and go to properties. Okay, and over there we have the advanced option. So you can see that we have the option enabled, round robin and netmask ordering. It's automatically enabled. You can disable it also. Okay, fine. If you don't want to do this, you can disable it also. Okay, so we have automatically enabled these options. Okay, now we have one more concept. The concept name is split DNS. Split. The name is split. SPLIT split DNS. Now split DNS is used to number 11 concept. So what is split DNS? Split DNS, it is used to manage the queries, manage the DNS queries, manage the DNS queries from internal clients, means my inside my network clients, and external clients also. Now what is the meaning of external clients over there? External client means like if means outside the network. Like we have our internet connections over there, we have some queries. So a DNS has that much power. You can go for one DNS server working as a both the things. Clients means one DNS server is able to manage all my DNS, all my queries, whether it is go for internal one or whether it is go for external one. So we can split the DNS also. Okay, I tell my DNS, okay, you just only manage external one. Don't manage internal queries. Internal queries.
Internal are those who are in the same domain.
Yeah, in the same domain. External one, we have the outside the domain. Like you can say work group, or like we have our internet connection. So over there, some persons are able to access my network. Okay, so like this. So split DNS is used to split my DNS in two ways. One is internal one, second one is external one. So one of my DNS is able to manage both the queries. Okay, so we can use split DNS in that cases if you have multiple queries. Okay, now after that we have a 12th one. We have DNS Cache Locking. Cache Locking. Yeah, this feature comes since Server 2012 onwards. This DNS Cache Locking is not working 2008. It comes with 2012 onwards, and it continues in 2016. Okay, so with the help of DNS Cache Locking, we can lock the cache memory. Like I tell that, okay, after 85% of cache, means when my cache is full 85%, okay, my cache is automatically locked. It not save anything.
Okay, like if you don't want it to delete the first cache that has been entered,
Yeah, we can go further. Like after means you can say that out of 100, when 85% cache is full, so
No more.
I tell my server that you don't want to add queries in the cache anymore if 85% of cache is full. So we can define the percentage on that. Okay, either you can go for 85% or 75% or 70% like this. So this is known as cache locking. Okay, another one we have DNS socket pool. Socket pool. Socket pool is what why introduce this. This is again the 2000. It starts with 2012 onwards. DNS socket pool. Now DNS socket pool, they provide you the pools, means the number of ports. Like imagine what happens previously. Like imagine I have 10 clients in my network. All 10 clients simultaneously sends the request to DNS server. So in that case, what happens? All the ports are congested because it goes for same port always. DNS port is 53. The DNS port number is 53, so always they send the request to 53, 53, 53, 53. So in that case, what happens? The request are you can say that some congestion is there in the network. So what we can do, DNS 2012 server onwards, they're providing you the socket pool. Like by default, it gives you 2500 ports in the pool. Okay, 2500 ports in the pool. Randomly, you can take any port and you can send the request to the client. So in that case, what happens? My port is free and the conjunction is not there in that case.
It has like it's divided the ports.
Divided the port. So it's by default. By default, you can say that the size of the pool is 2500 ports.
It's enabled by default.
By default, it's enabled. Okay, socket pool is there, and by default, the size of the pool is 2500 ports. You can decrease or increase the size also. Okay, as per your requirements. But by default, it's 2500. Okay, understood these things? Okay, so they gives you 2500 ports. Okay, in that pool. Now, one new feature in 2016 only. It comes in 2016 only. The feature name is DANE, and the full form is D for DNS, DNS based authentication, named entities. Okay, DNS based authentication named entities. This is the full form of DANE. Okay, D for DNS, A for authentication, N for named, E for entities. Okay, what is that? Now, the concept is that sometimes what happens when hacking is there or some hackers is there, so they're trying to hack my cache because cache has their full has their full resolve queries in there. So if I attack the cache, so I know all the server names and client names in that, name, IP address and name, and the IP address over there written in that. Okay, so it's very dangerous things in this right now. Okay, so for protecting the cache, they use DANE. Okay, DANE works on certificates. Okay, it works on certificates. Certificate. No, it's not a license. Certificates. A certificate means it's a encrypted of certificates. You can say that. In our server, when you install servers, we have one feature named as certificate authority. So by default, we have so many certificates in the servers. It's already installed. With the help of that certificate, we can protect our DNS cache.
By default, it's enabled.
Yeah, by default, it's the service is not enabled, but the certificates are there. Okay, you first install the services, then you can manage the certificates. So it works on certificates to protect the DNS cache. Okay, this is the new feature in your 2016. This is the new feature in server 2016 only. Understood? Clear? Okay. The next one is we have DNS sec. Sec means security. DNS sec means security. Okay, we have a DNS sec. DNS security. It's a security feature introduced. is it introduced in server 2012 onwards. This is first introduced in server 2012 onwards. So in 2012 it starts DNSSEC. Okay, what it do? It do several things. Like it's like if you have any hacking or any attacks are there. Okay, so it protects all the attacks. Attacks like what type of attacks like you can go for cache tampering, snooping attacks, cache tampering attacks. Cache tampering means what? What happens in cache tampering? Cache tampering means that it remove original records and it go for duplicate records. Yeah, it copy original records. It delete all the original records in the cache, and copy some false records.
Okay, so
Like when your client goes to that their DNS cache and is not able to resolve the query. Why? Because the records are false in that case.
So they copy the original one and they put you
a false one. Yeah. So for that attacking. Okay. So for protecting these things, we can go for DNSSEC. Okay. This is very good security feature in our DNS. Okay. I'll show you the practical how we can secure. So with the help of DNSSEC, we can secure our records and we can secure our zones also. With the help of cryptographic algorithm. Okay. So what is do? With it is used for protect DNS records and DNS zones with the help of cryptography algorithms. Okay, we have some cryptography algorithms in your this cryptography algorithms means in your servers you have some cryptography algorithms. Like you can find out when you go for encryption, encryption. When you go for encryption, so by default it goes to some Microsoft algorithms. Okay, so that algorithms you can use with the help of with the help of this DNSSEC to protect our DNS zones and records. Okay, I'll showing you how we can do this. Okay, first, so how we can do this, I'm showing you. Like, see, if I go to my server. Okay, now see, you can see that if I go to set and DC, they're showing me everything in that. Like imagine what happens, like sometime what happens, I just open this and I go. Oh, I left it. Okay, someone is there, he sit on my machine and he see all the information properly. He see server 1 IP address is this, server 2 IP address is this, server 3 IP address is this, and he's able to attack easily. Like if someone hack my DNS server, he's able to access everything.
This is DNS cache.
Yeah, this is not DNS cache. This is a records. Okay. These all are records. This is the primary zone, and these all are records we have. Understood? So the all are records we have. So it's very open. If someone able to access my DNS server, he's able to access everything, every server or client IP address. Understood? So it's very it's very wrong way to get the things. So what I need to do, if I want to protect the zone, so what I want to do, I just right click on that. We have the option DNSSEC, and click on sign the zone. So click on this. We have the option DNS security extensions wizard is there. Okay. So what do you do? It's suites of extensions that add security to DNS protocol. Specific DNS security provides origin authority, data integrity, and authenticated denial of existence. These all are denial of existence, and these all are the viruses. Okay. These all are attacks. With the help of to protect these attacks, we can use DNSSEC. Okay. Fine. Origin authority means like what they do in origin authority, they remove all their original records and they go for put their false records. Understood? So like this for this attacks, you can see that some small companies have the attacks on their servers. So for this, so DNSSEC provides the ability to DNS servers and resolvers to trust DNS response by using digital signatures for validation. Okay, so they gives you some algorithms like digital signature algorithms, RNR signature algorithms, some cryptography algorithms. With the help of that, we can protect our DNS zones and records. So how you can go for that? Like if you click on next now we can go for choose one of the option to sign the zone. So if you go for customize, then we can see everything. If you go for default settings, so it's automatically choose default settings and encrypt my zone. Okay, or we can go for sign zone with the following parameters. If you have already mentioned the rules, then you can define over there. Like go for customize first. Customize the zone signing. Now click on next. So first, what is this? This is the key master. So what is key master? Key master maintains the key. Key means the cryptographic key. Okay, so key master maintains the key. So by default, the server one is the key master. Okay, if you don't want to maintain key on my server one, you can put these keys onto multiple servers also. Like if I go for another server, I add the other servers also over there. Okay, fine. So I go for server one by default. Okay, now just click on next now. Now go for key signing key. Key signing key is what? It's a key. You can say that. Okay, so with the help of this key, it's protect their you can see the records with the help of KSK. KSK is what? It's a key signing key. Okay, with the help of this key, it protects what? It protects their zones and records. Okay, so if you click on next now, so you can see that they want to ask the algorithm, that which algorithm you want to use to create a key. Okay, so I just go for add, and you can see that we have algorithms. So these are the algorithm by default we're using RSSHA. It's a by default Microsoft algorithm we always use. Okay, so if you don't know much about algorithms, so don't change anything on that. It's a default algorithms we have. We have so many algorithms over there. See, we have RSSHA, SHA 256, 512. These all are algorithms. You need to understand only one thing, that the key length is more. The maximum key length is 4096 always. So if your key length bits is more, the algorithm is the protection is more secure. Understood? Okay. Now simple click on OK. I can choose this key. Okay, to protect the key to protect my records. Okay. Simple click on next now. Now the second key is for zones record protect for the zones. With the help of this key, we can protect our zones. With the help of KSK, we can protect our records. With the help of this ZSK, we can protect our zones. Simple click on next now. Now they're asking you again the algorithm. So go for add. Again, the algorithm is there. Click on OK. Now click on next now. Now this is the protocol. Next secure. This is the protocol through which we can secure our zones with the help of DNSSEC. So by default, we're using next secure 3. Okay, is a version of this. Okay, now simply click on next now. Now this is the trust anchor. Now trust anchor is what? Trust anchor, like imagine I have multiple DNS servers. Okay, I want that with the help of these keys, I can secure all the DNS servers. Okay. With the help of these keys, which I already created, with the help of these keys, I can enable all those DNS servers also. I don't want to create another key for other DNS servers. Okay, so what I need to do, I just click on enable this. So if I enable it, so this key share to all the DNS servers. Understood? Okay, simply click on next now. This is the parameters algorithms we have. We already set it. Okay, now click on next, and you can see that the signing zone is there. It's configuring them. The other zone has been successfully signed. Click finish to close the wizard. Okay, now you can see there is no impact right now. Once I refresh it, you can see that. See,
you can't see anything.
You're not able to see. If you go for double click on this, you can see there is nothing you're able to see, understand.
So how can you see something?
Yeah, that's what the issue is. Now, if you are a valid administrator, you can see that the original record is also showing there. Okay. We can see the original one also, because I am the administrator. I have the option. I am the authorized one to synchronize this. Okay. If once I log off and you are not authorized one, you just log in again, and then you able to log in, but you're not able to see the original record in that case.
So if you log in as a user.
Yeah, so you're not able to see the original record. We see only this, like this.
Nice.
So we have next secure 3 and RR signature. These two algorithms we are using right now to secure. And you can see that we have multiple copies, not only a single copy. Every record has the multiple copies. Understood? And you can see that there is a lock over there also. Have you seen the lock? If you're not able to see, I just open magnifier. Just wait. Um, Now you can see that. See the lock.
Yeah.
Okay, able to see the lock.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is lock we also have. Understood. So this lock means that this zone is properly secured with DNSSEC. Now no one is able to crack these things easily. Understood? Okay. Yeah, we have a magnifier option in my Windows also. So like this. Now if you want to remove these things, so how you can go for that? Just right click on that. We have the option DNSSEC and unsign the zone. Simple. Click on this. Click on next now. I need to unsign the zone. Simple. Click on finish and then click on refresh it. You can see that everything is back the normal. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like this, we have the things we have in the DNS server. Okay. I think so. We finished the things. Okay. So this is what we have in DNS servers. So total, we read these things. I just give you the overview only. Because we have so many stuffs in DNS servers. So we just start with this. We have a DNS. What is DNS? What is it used to? What is the uses of DNS and everything is there. Okay. And the second option, we can read DNS components, where we read DNS client, DNS server, DNS zone, DNS records. What are records? What is DNS zones? Types of zones and everything. Okay. And then after that, what we read the resolving cache, how DNS client resolves the query to DNS servers. What is DNS cache? How we remove DNS cache, flush DNS and everything. Okay, and then what we read then forward lookup zone has 4 zones: primary zone, secondary zone, stub zone, and ADIZ zone. ADIZ, active directory integrated zone. Okay. If you don't want to skip not able to speak the small, then you can go for full line. Okay. Now then go for next one. We have DNS records. We have for 7, 6 types, 5 to 6 types of DNS records. A record have 2 types: IPv4 and IPv6, different. Then we have CNAME records, SRV records, Ptr records, and MX records. Name to IP for host name, IP to name for your Ptr records, duplicate records if you want to go for that. Okay, then you can go for service records, which services are running already, which are showing you LDAP, K password, Kerberos, and all the things. Now, after that, what we read this after that DNS commands or tools. How you can troubleshoot the DNS. With the help of NSLookup, we can check whether my DNS is working properly or not. ipconfig all, display DNS for flush DNS for your cache. Like what cache I have. Okay, flush DNS to remove, register DNS to register the DNS. If you want to manage your DNS with the help of command line tools, we have 2 command line tools: DNS CMD and DNS Logging. Okay, and then after that we have this administration part. This is the major part. When you go to the interview, they ask you regarding this. These 15 points you need to understand correctly. Okay, aging, scavenging, backup up, DNS logging, DNS caching, DNS forwarding, conditional forwarding, root hints, authoritative and non-authoritative response.
So even ask me the file, where is it located?
Yeah, they ask you sometimes that we have 2 locations. Okay, so with AD the file is in entities.dit, or without AD the file is in system32DNS. Okay, so you need to understand this. Now after the DNS round robin, what is DNS round robin? What is the use of DNS round robin? Like if you have multiple servers and they're deploying the same resource and they have a different address, so it gives you all the list, all the IP addresses. Okay, and then we have a Netmask ordering.
When you have 2 servers, they have the same services, but they are not the same subnet.
Yeah.
So if a client sends a request, with the Netmask ordering, it checks in which
subnet the client goes. The client comes. Okay, so it gives you the same subnet DNS server. It not give you the another subnet DNS server. It's this one Netmask ordering. And after that we have this one split DNS. Split DNS is used to manage multiple queries, internally and external, both the queries. DNS cache locking to log the cache memory, DNS cache memory. DNS socket tool to sends the request with the multiple post.
Yeah.
To send the query response to multiple ports, not only one port only. Okay. DNANE is a protection of DNS cache. It's a new feature in 2016. It is used certificates to protect a DNS cache for attacking the DNS cache tampering, for attacks. Okay. DNSSEC is used to, again same, it protects the DNS records and zones with the help of from attacks. Which type of attacks? Origin authority, denial of services. These are the attacks we have. Okay, and DNS. So we can use, with the help of algorithm and cryptography, we can maintain the DNS servers and all. Okay, so these all are stuffs in DNS server. Able to understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, do it again, means see video twice and thrice. After that, you're able to understand the things conceptually. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Maybe as soon as you're done, then the video sits.
Hmm.
Because now it's still fetching my myself.
Yeah, so that's why I told you need to means you revise again and again. See videos again and again. Okay. So I just stop this video now.